Brilliant. Welcome, welcome. Lovely to see you all this morning. And the inspiration, what inspiration? I was thinking about yoga this week when I heard on the radio an interview with Sir Mick Jagger, and I've decided that he is a very unlikely yogi. And he was talking about writing his memoirs, and he'd been given a huge advance to write his memoirs. And he'd started writing them, and he'd actually given up and given the advance back. And the reason why was he'd said it was too depressing to keep reliving the events in the past. It was kind of dragging up old memories and old feelings, and it was preventing him from living in the present. I thought maybe someone should give him a new advance, and he should write a new book about learning to live in the present, because, you know, I think people would probably buy it. But that surely is what yoga's all about. Yoga is about trying to kind of not mull over, kind of rake up all the ashes of the past and really sit with the present and enjoy the present moment. It's harder said than done, isn't it, sometimes? So let this kind of flow class is kind of going to build up a little bit of steam. You can take it as easy as you want, have a child pose if you're not up for doing a little vinyasa, or drop down onto hands and knees if you don't want to do plank. But see if you can kind of literally quite go with the flow today. Just kind of let whatever has brought you here this week drop away and really enjoy this next hour for yourself. So we're going to start lying down today. So ease yourself down onto your back. Yeah, we're going to channel our inner Mick Jagger today, inner Sir Mick. I could make all sorts of bad jokes, and I hope you'll find some satisfaction in this class, but I won't. Maybe bring your knees in towards your chest. Have a little bit of a massage there. Oh, we're heading into gardening weather now. So some of you might have been out in the garden this last week, enjoying the weather. The lower back, the hamstrings start to take a bit of strain. So if you need to have a little bit of movement before you bring your feet down to the floor. Now, feel free to keep your knees bent, widening your feet and allowing your knees to prop each other up. Or go ahead and extend your legs out nice and long, just allowing your toes to roll out to the side, your heels in. Make any little adjustments you need. Maybe just lift your chest so you can draw your shoulder blades down your back. You might pick up your head and drop your chin down towards your chest. You might even pop a little cushion or blanket underneath the back of the head there. Arms can rest alongside you, palms up, or maybe a hand on the chest or a hand on the belly if you've had a little bit of a week and you want that kind of grounding reassurance of your hands on your chest and your belly. Closing your eyes on this beautiful Sunday morning. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose if you're nice and clear, through your nose. And as you breathe out, gently part the lips and just softly sigh the breath out, maybe with a little bit of sound this morning. Do that twice more. Nice deep inhale. And each exhale, almost like that, carry away whatever has brought you to your mat this morning, whatever's happened thus far today, this weekend, this week, letting it go with the exhale. And when you finish that third grounding breath, gently close the lips and breathe in and out through your nose if you're nice and clear. Obviously, if you need to breathe through your mouth, it's hay fever season, so feel free to do that if it's more comfortable. Your time, your hour. So I'll just start with just an opening meditation, if you like. Maybe there are a couple of words, a couple of lines that might resonate with us as we try to use our practice to really be in this moment. Be here now. Be in this moment. Be in this body. Be with this breath. Be at ease. Be light. Be grateful. Be with an open heart. Be in this stillness. Be in this space within. Be in love with you. Be in love with this moment. Be here now. So it's sometimes hard at the beginning of a practice when we've come straight from doing those daily chores that need to be done. Sometimes the mind is a little bit busy, jumping hither and thither. So not worrying about that. It sometimes takes a while to settle. But really using the breath as an anchor throughout your practice today, when you feel the mind wandering, when you're mulling over events long gone, just like Samik, or kind of pulling yourself forwards into the rest of the week, maybe worried about something that might or might not happen. Seeing if you can bring your awareness back to your breath. So starting now, just bringing your awareness to your breath, feeling the breath in the body. You might be feeling it in your chest, it might be more in your belly, maybe around the shoulders, maybe even in the face. Just feeling all of those sensations with the breath. Knowing you can return to that anchoring sensation of your breath throughout the practice. So staying with your breath as we begin to bring a little bit of gentle movement. So let's all just bring the hands down alongside you if they're resting on your chest and your belly. Palms turned up towards the ceiling. A little wiggle through the fingers. Then make a gentle fist. And then spread the fingers nice and wide. Do that a couple of times. That little fist, curling the fingers into the palms and then spreading them nice and wide. Waking up through the hands. And then a little turn through the wrist. Keeping the fingers moving, just turning the wrists a few times one way and then the other. Lovely. And then landing the palms down alongside you. Let's draw the fingertips down towards the end of the mat. You can keep your legs outstretched or bend the knees, the choice is yours. You're going to just work through the arms. Let's take a nice inhale and reach the arms all the way back above the head. Finding the floor behind you or in a nice wide V. And as you exhale, let's bring the hands down. Let's keep moving twice more. Three nice deep breaths here, just as we did, lying down. This time moving the arms. Bringing awareness to the shoulders. Trying to keep the ribs nice and soft as you raise the arms above the head. So we're not lifting the back from the floor. One more inhale. And exhale, bring the palms down alongside you. If the knees are bent, let's all straighten the legs out in front of you. We'll reach the arms back above the head. This time we're going to interlace the hands. Push the palms away from you. And at the same time, let's start to stretch out the feet, pulling the toes towards you as you push the heels away from you. So we're pushing into a wall. Get a lovely, nice big stretch there. Let's take a nice inhale in that stretch. And as you exhale, let's bring the right knee in towards the chest, bringing the hands just around the front of the knee, squeezing that knee in. Keep stretching out nice and long through that left leg. So we're getting a nice stretch through the muscles of the low back, into the back of the right leg. And then when you're ready to inhale, release the leg. Take the arms back above the head, push the palms away from you. Have a lovely stretch there. You can maybe even arch the back a little bit, a little wiggle through the hips. And then take one more deep breath in and breathing out. Let's hug the left knee in this time. So just flipping the hands so you can hug that knee in and down, stretching out through that right heel. So both feet nice and active here. Waking up through the feet. Lovely. And then coming back to that full body stretch. Inhale. Working with the breath this time. Exhale. Bringing that right knee in. Giving it a little hug. And this time have a circle through that right foot. So just warming up through the ankles before we come up to stand. A few circles each way. And then changing the interlace. So let's bring the hands around the back of the thighs. You take the right leg up towards the ceiling. So you can always have a softness in the knee. You can always rebend that left knee if it's too much outstretched, if the leg's outstretched. Keep the heel pressing away from you as you point and flex now that right foot. So opening up through the front and the back of the ankle. Shoulders soft, neck nice and long. Lovely. And then pushing the heel up towards the ceiling. Pulling the toes towards the face, so both feet nice and active there. Lovely. Take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, bend that right knee, foot to floor, stretch out the legs and reach the arms back. Back into that full body stretch. Interlace the hands. Push the palms away. Push the soles of the feet away from you. Nice big breath in. Last time, exhale. Left knee coming in. So give it a little hug and then circle the foot. So that right heel is still pressing away from you. That's your anchor. Lovely. A few circles each way. Oh, this one's all clicky and crunchy this morning. And then holding on around the back of the leg, hands quite low towards your bottom to support the hamstring as we take the leg up towards the ceiling. Little point and flex there. Just check that the chin hasn't suddenly shot up towards the ceiling, so keep it nice and tucked in. And then flexing both feet, so heels pushing away from you, legs nice and strong. Take one more inhale. And this time as you exhale, bring that left knee to your chest, slide the right heel back in, and then bring the right knee to the chest. One hand on each knee. Let's take the knees round in a little circle one way. Gently massaging out through there, tops of the buttocks, into the low back, and then change direction. So we're going to come up to seated, so you can decide how energetic you're feeling. You can just roll to one side and come up to seated, or cross the ankles, hold on behind the backs of the knees, and have a little rock and roll up and down through the length of the spine a couple of times. I like doing this, just a little massage through the back. Lovely. And then the next time you come up, whoop, we'll come all the way up to seated. You've got to make sure you've got room behind you to do that, haven't you? So let's come to seated, right leg crossed in front of left leg. So you can cross at the heels, you can cross mid-shin. And let's have those feet nice and active again. So flexing the feet, toes pointing forwards. Beautiful. Let's bring the left hand down alongside the hip, reaching that right arm up, take a nice breath in, and then breathing out. Let's come over into that side stretch. You're all being very synchronized this morning. That looks lovely. We'll tuck the chin in, reaching the arm up, so you're getting a lovely stretch out through the side body. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, we're going to take a little twist now to the right. So left hand coming across the body and the right hand coming down behind the hip. Sitting up nice and tall, gently pressing that left knee or right knee or thigh down. So opening up through the hip. Lovely. Beautiful. Let's come back to center. Now both hands this time, imagine you're spiraling the hands away from you. So turn the little fingers towards the back of your mat. Thumbs face forward, so you've got a nice openness through the shoulders there. And then pressing into your finger pads, so you're up on your finger pads, little spider hands there. Press into the floor, lift up through the chest, maybe lift the chin, take a nice breath in. And as you breathe out, just soften off through that stretch. We'll do that twice more. So inhaling, bit of length through the spine, openness through the chest. You can maybe take the gaze up. And exhale, slowly soften. One more big breath in, welcoming in this day. This time as you exhale, lean into your hands so you can bounce the legs in front of you, uncrossing them, and then we'll recross them the opposite way, left in front and right. So if you're crossing mid-shin, nice active feet, toes pointing forwards. So this time, right hand down, breathing as you take the left arm up, exhaling, coming into that lovely side stretch. So just make sure you're not collapsing into that underneath waist. So you're pushing the floor away very gently with the right hand. Maybe tucking chin in towards your armpit, looking up. Lovely. Big breath in to come back up. Exhale, let's swim around to the left, coming into that little twist. So right hand just reaching to knee or thigh, gently pressing it down, so opening up through the hip. Other hand just behind you. You might turn your gaze. You might just have the gaze a little bit more neutral, depending on how your neck feels. Lovely. Now keep the left hand where it is, but we'll bring the right hand back to join it. So again, that little spiraling action, as though you're almost opening a jam jar. You're turning the thumbs forwards, little fingers back, coming onto your fingertips. Inhale as you press into your hands, fingertips lifting the chest. Exhale as you soften. So twice more with that wave of breath. Inhale, lifting. Lovely openness and stretch through the front of the body, and then exhale as you soften. Lovely. Just once more, inhale. And exhaling, release. Now I'm going to bring my hands in front of me and roll over my ankles to come onto all fours. But if that's not good for your knees or your ankles, just make your way there safely. Setting up onto all fours, so checking that your hands spread nice and wide underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. You might need us to take a moment to adjust. You've got a nice long back. Pressing into your hands, pressing into the tops of the feet. Just gazing down just beyond your fingertips, so we're not dropping the head there. There's a nice long line through the spine. Let's take a nice breath in. And as you breathe out, just hug your navel up towards your spine. Just feel the back body begin to feel a little bit more spacious as the front of the body works there. Lovely. Beautiful. So let's work through this front and back seam of the body a little bit more now. So as you inhale this time, dip your belly, tilt your tailbone up, taking the gaze forwards, little arch of the back. Exhale, press into the hands, rounding up like an angry cat. This time you can drop the head down. Lovely. Maybe closing the eyes, remembering to be with your breath, being in this moment. Noticing all of those sensations, finding a little tight spot perhaps. Lovely. Let's do that just once more. So we'll find our way back into that tabletop. So again, gazing just beyond fingertips. This time we'll tuck the toes under. Take a nice breath in. Breathing out, navel to spine. So feel that lovely firming up through your core. Take another inhale. And this time as you exhale, navel to spine and hover the knees. So just lift the knees. Hips don't lift up towards the ceiling. Press into hands, press into the balls of the feet. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower the knees, flatten the feet. Inhale, lift the head, lift the heart. Tailbone tilts up, lovely. Exhale to round, a little bit of strength. Twice more, inhaling, come up into a downward dog from there next time. Exhale to round, lovely. So this time coming back into that tabletop, tucking the toes under, take an inhale. Exhale, firming up, navel to spine, hover the knees. So bottom stays low, gaze stays forwards, don't drop the head, take an inhale. And this time as you exhale, let's push the hips up and back, downward dog. Oh. Start that little pedal out through the feet this morning. Oh, I'm wearing a necklace and a kind of thing on it, a little pendant on it, just going on my nose. That wasn't a good choice this morning, a little pressing of the heels down. Oh, lovely. Getting a nice kind of squidgy walk there, opening up through the backs of the legs. Beautiful. And then take that little squidgy walk forwards now. So walking slowly forwards, maybe a little sway, a little sassy swing of the hips as you come up to the top of the mat. Feet behind your wrists. Softening the knees, so just take the sting out of hamstrings and lower back. Coming into a deep forward bend, knowing if you don't want to be in a forward fold for whatever reason today, just lift your head and bring your hands just above your knees there. If you're down in that forward fold, you can shift the weight back and forth. You can catch hold of your elbows, have a little sway. Just release any tension there. Just let the head feel heavy. Crown of head towards the floor. Lovely. And then bringing the body to stillness, letting go of your elbows if you are swaying. Tucking the chin in, let the arms hang as you roll your way up to stand. Rebuilding the spine, slowly, slowly, slowly. Beautiful. So standing at the top of your mat, let's take the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. I'll turn around to face you. But have a nice softness in the arms there. So we've not shrugged the shoulders up towards the ears. We're coming into a nice wide V shape. So you're holding a big beach ball there. Lovely. Let's take an inhale as you lift the chest. And as you exhale, let's take a little side bend over to the right, making sure that top arm doesn't roll forward. So keeping that top arm all the way alongside the ear. Inhale through center. Exhaling, little tick-tock over to the other side, really gently keeping the softness through the arms. Inhaling through center, one more each way. So keep that top arm drawn back. Nice openness through the chest. Gentle half moon. Inhale. Exhale. Over to the left. Lovely. Here we go. Inhale, reaching up nice and tall. This time as you exhale, let's come all the way down into a forward fold. Inhaling, finding your halfway lift, fingertips to floor, shins or thighs. As you exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, and we'll just take the right leg back behind you, dropping the knee. You can always pick up the knee and slide it back little ways as you come onto your fingertips. Just bring the back foot, flatten the foot, so top of the foot to the floor, lifting the chest. Lovely. Just find a little stretch through the top of that right hip. Beautiful. And then getting ready for a low lunge. So start pressing the floor away with that left foot. And as you inhale, sweep the arms up, thumbs drawing back. Again, a little softness through the arms there, shoulders dropping away from the ears. Lovely. Soften the ribs so you're not thrusting the chest forwards, front body coming towards back body. This time as you inhale, reaching high, straighten that front leg. As you exhale, flex the wrists and bring the fingertips down to the floor. So you're painting a wall in front of you. Fingertips find the floor. Inhale as you lift the chest.
Exhaling, melting the chest down. Maybe a little bend in that front knee. Just take care that your bottom hasn't swung over to the right side of your mat. Bring the hips back to center. And just say good morning to your hamstrings. How are they on this fine day? A little bit tight like mine? If so, feel free to rebend the knee, bring the foot to the floor. The hamstrings are saying they want more of a stretch. Press that front heel down and pull the toes towards your face. Lovely. Beautiful. Let's roll through that front foot, planting the left foot, right hand to the floor. Inhale, left arm lifts, coming into a lovely twist, reaching the arms apart. And as you exhale, bring both hands down. Pick up the back knee, keep the gaze forwards. And as you inhale, step back to plank. Lovely. Just pause here in your plank, a little bit of strength, pressing into your hands. You can always drop to your knees. Lovely. And then on your next inhale, roll the body forwards onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, knees down, chest down, flattening the feet, down onto your belly. Hands underneath the shoulders. As you inhale, waving up into a gentle cobra. Keeping the back of the neck nice and long. Exhale as you lower. We're going to do that twice more. So it might be coming up lower than me. Being kind to your back this morning, pressing into the tops of the feet and into the front of the pelvis. You also synchronize. It's beautiful. Last one, inhale. And exhaling all the way down. Lovely. Little bit of strength. Tuck the toes. Stretch the heels away from you so you're lifting your knees, working up through the quads. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, push up into plank or all fours. And then downward facing dog. Woo! Have a little pedal out through the feet. Again, that squidgy walk. Maybe a little sway of the hips. And then bring that walk forwards, foot to foot, up to the top of the mat. Feet behind your wrists, soften the knees. Inhaling, rising up, sweeping the arms up this time. And as you exhale, let's circle the hands all the way back down to the heart. Ready on the left side. Inhale, let's take the arms up. Nice wide V. Exhale, let's come into that side bend over to the left this time. Top arm reaching back, hips and heart open. Lovely. Inhale through center. Exhaling, little tick-tock over to the right. Keep pressing into the feet, one more each way. So we're having to use, again, that core strength we thought about when we were on all fours to protect the low back. So really use that navel to spine to bring you back to center. This time we'll come back up on an inhale. Exhale all the way down into that forward fold. Melt your way down. Halfway lift as you inhale, fingertips to floor, shins or thighs. And this time as you exhale, plant the hands, and it's the left leg that comes back this time. So wiggle the foot back, dropping the knee, flattening the left foot, and coming up onto your fingertips, just so you can lift your chest. If that's really hard to keep your chest open, then feel free to bring your hands onto that front knee. So we're just dropping a little bit of weight into that left hip, opening it up. And then getting ready for that low lunge. So pushing the floor away, thumbs draw back, inhale, reaching the arms all the way up, take them apart very gently. So again, you've got that lovely softness through the shoulders, lifting up through the heart, but keep a softness through the rib cage. Inhale, reaching up high as you straighten that front leg away from you. Exhale, flex the wrists as though you're painting a wall in front of you as the fingertips find the floor. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, melt your way down. Ooh, this side's stiffer. Nudge your hips back to center if they've wobbled over to the left, just like mine had. And just see if you can be with those sensations on hamstring. Remember, if you need to back it off, bend the knee. You can even bring that right foot back down to the floor. If you want more, right heel presses down, toes pull back towards your face. Oh, this side is tight. It amazes me how one-sided the body is. Hey? Let's flatten that front foot, planting the left hand, inhaling, right arm lifts, that lovely twist, open up through the chest. Exhaling, bringing both hands down, picking up the back knee, keep the gaze forwards. And as you inhale, let's step back to plank. Exhale to lower, so knees might come down first. One little cobra, inhale, lift the chest. And this time as you exhale, let's lift the hips, downward facing dog. You can always come into that downward dog from all fours. Beautiful. Looking forwards between your hands, something a little bit different now. You can always walk or bend the knees as you look forwards. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, step to the top of your mat. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale as you fold your way down. Let's take a nice deep breath in to rise up to stand. And exhaling, let's bring the hands all the way down to the heart. Lovely. We're going to have a little bit of flow now. So again, taking a rest whenever you need to. Standing at the top of your mat, lifting up breastbone, meeting thumbs. Here we go. Bend the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Maybe lifting the chin. Exhale as you fold your way down, bending the knees generously if you need to. Inhale as you lift up halfway. And as you exhale, plant the hands and step back into plank. Or all fours. Inhale, shift the weight forwards, keep looking forwards. Exhale as you lower, elbows squeezed in. Remember, you can always lower your knees. Inhaling into a little baby cobra. And as you exhale, lift the hips, downward dog. Remember, you can always hop in a little sneaky all fours before you come into your downward dog or have a rest. Pause in that downward dog, feel that nice lengthening through the sides of the body, heels dropping down. And then shifting the weight into your left foot. As you inhale, float the right leg all the way up. Exhaling, knee to chest. And then step or help that foot forwards between your hands. Just hop that left foot out to the left a little bit, turning the toes out to about 45 degrees. Look forwards. And as you inhale, let's sweep the arms up into that lovely warrior one. So just checking that your hips and your heart are roughly squared up towards the top of the mat. So if your feet are tucked in behind one another, that's going to be very hard to do. So just make sure your feet are hip width apart. Let's take a nice inhale as you reach up. This time as you exhale, spin that back heel in, opening up for a warrior two. Arms nice and wide, facing the long edge. Lovely. Inhale, right arm arcs all the way up and back. Lovely. Exhale, bring the hands all the way down, framing that front foot. Spinning on that back heel. Right arm lifts. You can keep the back knee lifted this time. Inhaling into your twist. Exhale as you lower the hands. Inhaling into plank. Exhaling as you lower down. Remember, you can skip this bit, have a child pose instead. Inhaling into your little cobra. Elbows tucked in. Exhaling, downward dog, or all fours. Pause there, take a couple of landing breaths. I'm just going to turn around the opposite way. If you need to take a child pose, feel free. And then if you're in a child pose, rejoin us in our downward dog, and we're going to try that on the other side. So shifting the weight into right foot, left leg lifting this time. Nice big breath in as you come onto the ball of that right foot. Exhale, knee to chest. And then lightly step or help, whoop, that foot forwards. Hop the right foot out, turning the toes out about 45 degrees. Are you ready? Inhale, reaches the arms all the way up, bending deeply into that front knee. Let's take a couple of breaths there, softening the shoulders again. So again, as though you're holding a nice big beach ball. Lovely, pressing into the heel of that back foot. Let's take one more inhale. Exhaling, warrior two. So sliding that back heel away from you. Lovely. Left arm reaches up and back as you inhale. Reverse your warrior. Exhale, big tick-tock down, all the way down. Picking up that back heel. Twisting with the left arm lifting this time, turning towards that front knee. Exhale as you bring the hands down. Lovely. Last little vinyasa. Inhaling into your plank option to take a child pose. Exhale as you lower down. Elbows tucked in. Inhaling into your little cobra. And this time as you exhale, we're going to come down onto our bellies. Inhaling, push up onto all fours. Widen your knees. Touch your big toes together and ease your hips back into a lovely wide-kneed child pose. Regain your breath, regain your composure. A little wobble of the hips, maybe side to side, maybe forehead resting on floor or stacking your hands to support your head there. Take a couple of breaths there. A little stretch out through the hips. A little pause in our flow. Bringing the breath back under conscious control. And then keeping the knees wide, we'll bring ourselves back onto all fours. Hands underneath, the shoulders. So knees wide, big toes touching. Let's bring the right hand directly underneath your chest. And then we'll take the left arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Keep the chest coming forward. So sometimes we drop the weight back to see if you can bring that weight forwards. So the wrist and the elbow and the shoulder of that supporting arm are all stacked in a lovely long line. Let's take one more inhale and exhale. Lower that left hand. So swapping sides. So left hand directly underneath the chest. Opening up, reaching that right arm up. So again, just have a little peek down, making sure your shoulder is right over that left wrist. Take an inhale, beautiful. Exhaling, bringing the hands back down underneath the shoulders. Bring the knees back in line with your hips. Tuck the toes under. Lift the hips up and back into your downward facing dog. Lovely. So from your downward dog, again, you can have a little walk to the top of your mat, or again, bend the knees, look forwards, take an inhale, and as you exhale, step, step, hop, hop to the top of the mat. Inhale as you lift up halfway. It's a nice little fun thing to do, that one, but you can always walk. Exhale to fold. Rise up, all the way up. Inhale, I need to turn around. Exhaling, hands to heart. Pause for a moment. And see if you can just settle into stillness for a minute. So if you need to adjust clothes or hair or whatever it is, do that and then just come to stillness. It's not often we are completely still in yoga. And as you settle into that stillness, you might even notice there are tiny, almost imperceptible movements. Maybe as the body finds its place in space, there's a little bit of rocking back and forth or side to side. But see if you can just land in stillness for a moment. Sometimes we use movement and busyness as a distraction, so it's learning to sit with ourselves, sit with stillness. Lovely. If you've got your eyes closed, let's just flicker the eyes open. Hands staying at the heart. Starting to, now I'm going to keep my feet hip width apart, but if you like doing your chair pose with your feet together, feel free. I just feel it gives me more stability, feet hip width apart. Traditionally it's feet together, choice is yours. Let's bring the hands back to the heart, thumbs to sternum. And slowly we start to bend the knees, just having a little peek at the knees, making sure that they're kind of not rolling inwards towards each other like a baby giraffe. And the knees are roughly on top of the ankles. So you might need to just lift your hips a little bit to find that position there. Beautiful. We'll reach the arms forwards, just level with the chest now. Draw the arms back in the socket, see if you can sink a little deeper. Lovely. We're going to draw the right arm back, coming into a lovely twist. So right arm reaches back, left fingertips point forwards, turning the chest to the right. Beautiful. And then drop the right arm all the way down towards the floor, and then reaching both arms up, straightening the legs, and lifting up the left heel, finding a little bit of balance here. Option to stay there, or see if you can lift the left knee and flex the foot. Pausing, pausing, pausing again, finding that navel to spine. Lovely. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to find a warrior three. So if your foot's on the floor, just slide the left leg back. If the knee was lifted, see if you can reach the left leg back, reaching the arms back alongside you. Pausing, 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 soften the front knee. And then very gently land that left foot, all 10 toes facing forward. So we're in that high lunge. Little softness in the back knee, drop your center and reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. So this is when we're going to do our little twist. So arms reach up, left arm stays where it is. Take an in. Oh, we're going to come into a little twist. Sorry, inhale. As you exhale, we're going to twist to the right. So left arm reaching forwards, right arm reaching back. Beautiful. And then left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. And right fingertips, we're going to see if you can find the back of that left thigh, coming into that little twisted warrior. Woo. Inhale, reach both arms up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, warrior two, drop the back heel in, toes face the long edge of the mat. Beautiful. Right arm reaches all the way up, coming into your reverse warrior, inhale. And as you exhale, tick-tock, both hands down, framing the front foot, all 10 toes point forwards. Right arm lifts, inhale, reach it up. Exhale as you bring the hands down. Option for a little vinyasa, inhaling into plank. Exhale as you lower all the way down. Inhaling into your little cobra. You can always skip this bit. And meet us in downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take a couple of steadying, grounding breaths. It's almost like a holding pose. Lovely. You can take that little squidgy walk or bend the knees, look forwards, take an inhale. Exhale, step, step, hop, hop to the top of the mat. Inhale as you lift up halfway. Exhale as you fold. Rise up as you inhale. Exhaling, hands to heart. Close the eyes, find that moment of stillness. We'll try that on the opposite side. Lovely. So again, just pausing in stillness again, kind of resisting the urge to fidget, to move, and then blinking the eyes open. Let's start to find that chair pose. So again, I'm keeping my feet hip width. You can always bring your feet together, knees on top of ankles. We've got the chest lifted as you reach your arms out in front of you. Lovely. So this time we're going to take that little twist to the left. So left arm reaching back, right arm forwards. See if you can just reach the arms apart, and then left arm, we drop it down, fingertips towards the floor, reaching the arms up, straightening the legs, and this time we lift the right heel. So you might want to stay here, or if your balance feels okay, lift that right knee, level with the hip, flexing the foot. Firm up through the belly, take an inhale. Exhale, you might catch a wave and find that warrior three. If the toes on the floor, just slide the leg back. Reaching the arms back, chest coming forwards, pause, find that wobbles, embrace them. And then we'll land the right foot down. Just bending that right knee so we're all in that high lunge, all 10 toes point forwards. Reaching the arms up, lovely. I'll get this right this time. Let's take an inhale. Exhale, open twist, right arm forwards, left arm back. Lovely. Ready for that little twisted warrior. So right arm lifts, left arm drops back. See if you can reach it to the back of that right thigh, or just bring it onto your low back. Lovely. Beautiful. Inhale, reach both arms up, face forwards. Exhale, drop that right heel in. Warrior two, familiar pose. Lovely. Left arm arcs all the way up and back. Inhale into that reverse warrior. That's it. Exhale, tick-tock, hands down, framing that front foot. Inhaling, left arm lifts. Exhale, hands come all the way down. Last little vinyasa, you can pause and take a child pose if you want. If not, as you inhale, slide the leg back into plank. Exhale as you lower down. Inhaling into your cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. From your downward dog, walk your hands back to your feet. So we're at the back of the mat. Allow the body to melt forwards. Take a moment in that forward fold. Maybe a little shift of the weight back and forth. Maybe a little cradle of the elbows. And then softening the knees, releasing the arms so they can dangle heavily in front of you. Roll your way up to stand. Slowly, slowly. When you come up to stand, bend the knees, sweep the arms all the way up. Nice breath in. And as you breathe out, hands to heart, close the eyes. Again, just find that moment of stillness, avoiding the temptation to fidget, adjust clothes. We can do that in a moment. Just see if we can land in stillness for a moment. It's harder than you think, isn't it? There's always something you want to do. There's old grooves of behaviour we get into. And then blinking the eyes open, see if you can keep your gaze forwards now without looking down at your mat. See if you can walk just to the middle of your mat. So we're seeing feelingly. Lovely. Again, if you can resist the urge to look down, we'll just take the feet towards the outside edges of your mat, turning the heels in and the toes out. You're going to come down into a deep squat. So some of you might just keep your hands to your heart and just bend the knees. Some of you might bring your hands just onto the tops of your thighs so you're in more of a goddess.
If hips are nice and open, you might be able to come all the way down, bottom between the heels, elbows resting on your inner knees. Now, if you need to prop up something under your heels, if you need to bring your fingertips down and lift the heels, feel free. But hopefully over time, we might be able to drop the heels down, or at least maybe come into this posture with a little block or something underneath our heels. If you're with me in Malasana, in this deep squat, think about bringing your hands down and your chest up. So wherever we are, whether we've got our hands on our knees in our horse stance, or whether we're down in goddess, let's see if we can take 2 nice deep rounds of breath here, in and out, in and out. Grounding ourselves, coming closer to the earth now. Ooh. And then if you're in that Malasana with me, fingertips just finding the floor, so you can gently and gracefully bring your bum down and stretch the legs out in front of you. If you're in horse stance, come down onto your bottom, give the legs a stretch. And then sliding the flesh of your buttocks just out to the side, so you're right up on your sitting bones. A little softness in the knees. Gather the arms up, take a nice breath in. And as you breathe out, ease your way forwards. Allow yourself to melt down over the legs, tucking your chin in ever so slightly towards your chest. So again, we're keeping that integrity through the back of the neck, not letting the head hang. Your neck won't thank you for that. A couple of easy breaths there. Lovely. And then slowly, 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 we'll ease our way back up. And coming to a cross-leg position, I had a request for a neck stretch. So we'll do a lovely neck stretch before we come down onto our back. So you can always extend the legs out in front of you. So sitting up nice and tall, we'll take the left arm up towards the ceiling, and then just bring it across, so fingertips find the top of your right ear or your right temple there, lovely. And then very gently we'll ease the head down, so left ear towards left shoulder. You can keep the right hand where it is, just resting on your knee or your thigh, or creep the fingertips away from you. And deepening that stretch. Lovely. Now very gently, so again we're being very gentle with the neck, just begin to push the head into your hand, and your hand gently resists. So it's all super gentle, but even that kind of gentle pressure, you should feel just kind of stretches out that deep ropey muscle that runs alongside the neck. Beautiful. I'm going to keep the left hand where it is, but just bring the head to center, but then slide your hand to the back of your head. Turn your gaze towards the left, and then drop chin down towards your chest. So you're angling it down to the left. Chin is angled down, so your chin is almost level with your left breast there. And then again, using that left hand there, you can very gently draw the head down. Again, you can creep those right fingertips away from you. So you get a nice stretch in the back of the neck. Ooh. I can feel it again very gently. Slowly, slowly, let's just bring the head back to center, just allow the arms to float down. And take a moment, sometimes you just want to kind of roll your chin across your collarbones there. Sometimes you want a little circle of the head there. So just kind of release any tension there. It's amazing how much tension we carry in that part of our body, isn't it? So coming back to that lovely balanced position, and then we'll change sides. So left arm lifts. Remember, we're not symmetrical beings. So right arm comes just across, fingertips brush left ear, and then we draw the head over to the right. So there's a temptation, especially if that's a kind of deep stretch, that the body kind of whoop, wants to follow it. So see if you can sit down into that left sit bone. And if you want a little bit more, left fingertips, like a little spider, walks away from you on your mat. Now this might be enough. You might, have a sore neck, or you just didn't feel that increased pressure did anything for you. But if you do want more, you begin to push the head into your hand, and your hand gently resists. Focus on the gentle. You might notice this side feels a little different. Lovely. Slowly, slowly bring the head back to center. Slide your hand to the back of your head. We turn the head towards your right and then drop the chin down. So chin is roughly level over your right breast. And then again, you use the hand to very gently draw the head down a little bit further, only if that feels nice. And again, those left fingertips might be kind of still creeping out to the side there. So we're just getting a different part of the neck. Oh, where I had my head shaved, the back of my head all feels like fuzzy felt. Do you remember fuzzy felt? I loved it. Hold that thought. Be in the moment and slowly, slowly release. I had a fuzzy felt moment. Bring the hands down, maybe. Give the head a little rock. Oh, that felt better. Thank you for suggesting that this morning. Beautiful. Let's cross the legs the opposite way, just because we've been sitting that way for a long time. Sweep the arms up. Let's take an inhale. And as you exhale, let's twist to the right. One hand in front, other hand directly behind you. Lovely. Inhale through center, head following the movement of the torso. So a little bit of movement now after that static hold. Lovely. One more each way. Lovely. Just freeing up around the upper back and the neck there. Beautiful. Inhale through center. Exhaling, bringing the hands down, stretching the legs out in front of you, just making sure that your heels are towards the top edge of your mat. Reach the arms out in front of you. And again, flexing the wrists. We'll catch hold, doesn't matter which hand you use. So just catch hold of the fingertips with one hand and draw the fingertips back towards you. So you're pushing the heel of the hand away from you, getting a nice stretch out through the underside of the wrist. And then change sides. So pushing the heel of the hand away from you, draw the fingertips back towards you. Lovely. And then flexing both wrists, push the palms away from you, take an inhale. And as you exhale, point the fingertips down towards the floor, stretching through the top of the wrist. Lovely. Just once more. Inhale, underside of the wrist, get a lovely stretch. Soften the shoulders. Exhale, release. Lovely. Let's bring the palms parallel, so facing each other. Turn the thumbs up towards the ceiling. Soften the shoulders, take an inhale. Exhale, chin to chest. Start to roll your way down now. See if you can smooth out any speed bumps. So you kind of reach a point where you think you're going to fall down. So see if you can again use that inner strength to ripple your way down, letting the arms come all the ways back above your head into that lovely full body stretch. And just like we did at the beginning, interlace the hands, push the palms away from you, flex your feet. Lovely. You can have a little wiggle, you might arch the back a little bit. And then take a lovely deep breath in. And as you breathe out, let's bring the right knee into the chest. I always need to pick up my head and just rearrange my upper back, tucking my chin in after that move. So you might feel the need to do the same. Pushing that left heel away from you. Let's draw that right knee in towards the chest. And then seeing if you can keep the left toes pointed up towards the ceiling, just bring that right knee down towards your right armpit, opening it up to the side, a little bit of a hip opener there. Lovely, keep pressing into that left heel, come all the way back to center. Holding on around the back of the leg. Let's extend the leg up towards the ceiling. Now this time you might keep the hands quite low to your bottom, or you might even slide your hands up just above your knee joint. So avoid the knee joint itself. You can stay there or take a nice breath in. And as you breathe out, chin to chest, lifting head and shoulders, coming into a deeper hamstring stretch and stretching out through the upper back. Icing on the cake is to lift that left heel from the floor. Feet nice and active. Lovely. Take one more inhale. Exhaling, lower the left heel, lower the head, lower the shoulders, and bring the right knee in towards your chest. Back to the floor. Left hand to right knee. Let's just relax the right arm down alongside you and come into a lovely twist. So just rolling onto the outside edge of that left leg, carrying the right knee with you.
So maybe your right shoulder blade lifts a little ways, maybe the knee doesn't touch the floor. Let's not worry, let's instead just find a lovely twist that works for you this morning. If you can keep the shoulder blade down, if you can bring your knee towards the floor, that's great, but most of us just aren't built that way. So instead, just finding an enjoyable sensation through the spine. And then catching that wave again as you roll all the way back onto your back, extending that right leg as you take the arms back, flipping the palms away from you as you interlace the hands, getting a lovely stretch. That right leg might feel a little bit longer there. Let's take an inhale as you flex the feet. And as you exhale, left knee, give it a little squeeze. Again, I always need to rearrange my upper body as I bring that knee in. So feet nice and active, keeping the right toes up towards the ceiling. Let's bring the left knee out towards your left armpit there. A little bit of stretch for the hip, nice and gentle, nothing too hectic now. And then knee coming to chest. Holding on around the back of the leg. So again, tight hamstrings, keep your hands nice and low to your bottom. As you take the leg up towards the ceiling, if the legs feel a little warmer, you might be able to slide the hands up above the knee joint. If you want a little bit more, join me by taking a nice deep breath in and breathing out, lifting head, lifting shoulders so chin stays tucked in. And again, if you want that final little bit, lifting the right heel. So both feet nice and active here, flexing the feet. Lovely, let's take one more inhale. Exhale, lower the right heel, lower the head, lower the shoulders, and bring the left knee to the chest. And last little twist. So this time, right hand to left knee. Left hand just relaxes down alongside you. So we take a roll to the right. Coming all the way onto the outside of that right leg. So this time the right foot, the toes are going to open out to the side there as you find that nice twist. Settling in a place that works for you this morning. One side you might feel is more comfortable coming deeper into a twist than the other. Being really careful with our backs, never overstraining the back in our efforts to bring our knee to the floor or keep our shoulder blade grounded there. And then slowly let's roll our way back onto our back, sliding that right heel in towards you so you can give both knees a lovely squeeze. And again, a gentle massage out now, maybe a little sway side to side or a gentle circle with the knees. You might want to take the knees wide, you might want to keep the knees together, just almost intuitively, just ridding any tension that might be lingering around the lower back there. Lovely. And then very gently, just bringing your feet down to the floor, either walking them out nice and wide so again you can rest your knees together, or sliding the legs out nice and long. Take a little roll through the feet, so let the feet flip-flop in and out, toes rolling in and out, and then allow your heels to rest in, your toes to roll open. Flipping the palms up towards the ceiling, arms little ways away from the body. You might want to lift up your chest so you can snuggle your shoulder blades a little closer down your back. Take a moment to allow the body again to find stillness. So, get all of the fidgets and the movement out of the way. And then see if you can let the body settle into a place of relative stillness. Obviously, we're still going to be moved by the breath. But let that movement be the involuntary response to our breath rather than fidgeting. Let's see if we can be here now, being in this moment, being in your body, being with your breath, being at ease in your body, being light, being grateful for all the body has given you in your practice this morning. Being with an open heart, being, if you can, in this stillness. Within that stillness, so you can be in this space within you. Being in this moment, being here now.
So anchoring ourselves into this moment with our breath. Feeling each inhale as it travels in, bringing in that fresh energy. And each exhale, again, an opportunity to release whatever the week might have brought, whatever worries about the week ahead might be lingering. And just surrendering yourself just for the next few breaths, just to this present moment. You might, like me, be aware of beautiful bird song in this present moment. Reminding us to be grateful for this beautiful day ahead of us, whatever it may bring. Being happy just for the next couple of breaths to reside right here, right now. And knowing that you can stay there for as long as you need, as long as you wish. And I'll just finish the class. You can stay there and just enjoy some time alone. But if you're ready to face the rest of the day, hopefully feeling a little bit more energized, stretched, open to whatever the day brings, start to bring a little bit more depth to that inhale, increasing that flow of energy. Combining that now as you very gently roll across the back of the head, another lovely, gentle, benign stretch for the neck. Gentle roll, challenging yourself to keep it slowly, moving with grace. And then bringing the head back to center. If the legs are bent, let's extend them out and bring the arms back for one last beautiful full body stretch. You can interlace your hands, you can keep the arms apart this time, you can wiggle from side to side. Oh, I just find a lovely sense of space in the body there. Really inquisitive about that. And then take one lovely inhale into that space. And as you exhale, let's lower the arms gently, walking the heels back in towards you, and then giving the knees one final hug. Again, you can find that moment of stillness or add that little rock or circle, whatever intuitively feels nice. And then we'll all just turn and roll onto one side, right or left, wherever there's space, it really doesn't matter. And then without any sense of unnecessary speed or haste, come and join me in a comfortable seated position when you're ready. Take your time. That feels better. Ready to face this lovely day. So sitting up nice and tall on your mat. Fingertips finding the floor just alongside you, so you can press the fingertips down, lifting up nice and tall through the spine, soften the shoulders. And let's take one lovely inhale together, reaching the arms ways above the head. And as you exhale, palms come together, drawing them down to the heart, dropping the chin down to your chest, and just thanking each other for sharing our Sunday mornings once more with each other. Thank you for coming. Namaste. Go and enjoy this beautiful day.
Thank you for channeling your inner Mick Jagger today. I won't say anything about finding satisfaction.